Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Coach Podcast. I am your host, Angie Gensler, and I am so excited to have you joining me today. So, I am recording this episode live on YouTube. So, if you are not a YouTube subscriber and you would like to participate in one of the live recordings of this episode, head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and you'll get notified each week when I go live to record a new episode of the Marketing Coach Podcast. So, today I am going to talk about which social media channel is best for your business and helping you find the right one for you. Now, notice how I did not say which social media platforms are best for your business. It's which platform is best for your business. And that's because I think it's really important for small business owners to narrow your focus down to one channel. So, one channel is really, really important. And as business owners, we tend to think that we need to be on every single channel in order to get the most reach and to get the best results for our business. And this is a myth. This is absolutely not true. So take a breath of relief. You can take some of that weight off of your shoulders. You do not need to be on every single social media channel to have success for your business and to drive results for your business from social media. So you need to narrow it down to one channel. Now, there's a few reasons for this. Mainly, it's because as a small business owner, your time is limited and you need to learn how to focus your time on the best activities possible for you. So, if you're familiar with the 80/20 principle, this definitely applies to social media marketing for your business. So, the 80/20 principle says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So, this applies to social media as well. Let's say that you were active on all the different social media platforms. I can pretty much guarantee you that 80% of the results that you're going to get are going to come from 20% of your efforts, meaning from one of those social platforms. So let's save you all that time and effort and let's figure out which platform is actually the best for your business so that you can narrow your focus to that one platform. The other reason we want to focus on one channel is if you are familiar with social media at all. Each channel is a little different. Each channel has kind of a different feel, has a different format, a different style, a different type of audience. And so, if you're trying to create content for each of those channels, oh my goodness, you're not going to be doing anything else with your time as a business owner other than creating content for social media. And as a business owner, that's not how you should be spending your time. You need to be spending your time serving your clients, creating new products and new services to improve their lives and to drive revenue for your business. That's where your time should be spent. The content creation for social media is just a little bonus activity that should be taking you maybe 10 to 30 minutes most a day that you are doing. The rest of your time is spent serving your customers and creating products and services to increase your bottom line and make their lives better. So, let's talk about okay, so how do you narrow the focus to one channel? That's really hard to do and can be really scary and overwhelming, especially if, like most entrepreneurs, you're researching, you're learning, you're reaching out to people, and you hear one person's story that says, oh my gosh, I built my business using Facebook groups and it's killer. And look what I did. And then you hear another entrepreneur saying, well, I grew my business like crazy using Instagram, or I got this amazing following and became viral overnight using TikTok. And so you hear these stories or you get served these ads on Facebook from experts who have built their business a certain way. And you think, okay, this is the way I have to do it. And then you see a new way. And then the next week you're like, oh, wait, but now this is the way I have to do it. And you can see the reasoning for both, but you just can't seem to let either one of them go. So then you do everything. Okay, that's not where we want to be. That's not where we want to hang out. If you followed me for a while, you know that my focus is teaching you how to market your business without the hustle or the headache. Okay, so if you are focusing on more than one social media channel, then you are marketing your business with hustle and headache. Let's eliminate that. Let's get that out of the way. We want to grow your business with joy and ease, and in order to do that, you have to narrow down to one channel. So there's 3 questions that you need to be able to answer in order to narrow your focus down to one channel. And the first question that I want you to ask yourself and that you need to answer is, who is your ideal customer and where did they hang out? Okay, this is really, really important. This should have been step number 1 when you started your business. You needed to figure out who your ideal customer is. And you need to know the ins and outs of this person. And maybe you have multiple people. I'm not one of those people that teaches you can only have one ideal customer and you can only speak to that one person and nobody else. I do think it makes marketing your business easier if you have one person that you're speaking to, but it doesn't have to be that way. In my own business, I don't have one set person that I speak to. I have male and female of all types of business owners, and I have lots of different types of business owners that I speak to. So maybe you're a real estate agent, or you're a fitness professional, or you're a photographer, or you are a network marketer, or maybe you own a brick and mortar retail shop. So I speak to lots of different types of business owners. So I personally don't have one specific buyer persona, but I'm able to kind of lump all of those different people into a standard buyer persona. And I've been able to narrow it down to, okay, I want to reach small business owners who don't want to market their business with hustle, with headache. They don't want to work 80 hours a week. And they feel this calling that there's a way to grow their business to generate revenue easier. And they feel this push. There's got to be an easier way to do this, right? And they're go-getters, but they're still not willing to stay up all night, exist on endless cups of coffee and hustle their butts off. So that's how I've been able to narrow down my buyer persona to one person. So think of it more as kind of you're speaking to that one person that has a set of ideals or values. It doesn't necessarily have to be, it has to be this woman, she's a mom, she has 2 kids, she has money. It doesn't have to be so specific in the demographics. It's more about their values, their challenges, their problems, their mindset. So think of your buyer persona in that way. Now, if you need some help filling out a buyer persona, I do have a 1-page buyer persona worksheet that I've created for some of my courses. And so I'm going to add that into my freebies library for you guys. So if you want, you can get access to my freebies library and you can download that buyer persona worksheet. So if you want to get access to that, then just head to the show notes page for this episode. I'll put it in the description for this podcast episode. Whatever platform you're listening on, you'll be able to access the show notes page within the description for that. If you are watching this video live, I'll add it in the comments later after the fact once that show notes page goes live. So you can download that buyer persona and work through that. So that's going to help you figure out who that ideal customer is, kind of what do they look like? And you do need some demographics. I said it's not all about, it's a specific gender, specific age, specific this, but you can still make some generalizations about what they look like. So for me, although my buyer persona, I'm speaking to men and women, it's not a specific gender. I am speaking to a more mature demographic. So I tend to resonate better with people who are in their mid 30s to late 50s. That tends to be my ideal demographic. I tend to resonate more, I feel like, with parents. And mainly that's partly because I'm a parent myself, but I think it's also because with parents, time is really, really limited, and we aren't necessarily willing to hustle our butts off. Now, that's not necessarily true for just parents. There are plenty of people who are not parents who also have that mindset, but that tends to be who I reach more often. So again, it's not that you're necessarily stereotyping or trying to alienate a certain type of audience. That's not what we're doing, but you do want to try and figure out, where does the bulk of my audience, or the person that I'm trying to reach, where do they tend to live? So, and what kind of qualities and characteristics do they tend to have? When you're filling out your buyer persona, you also want to figure out, what are the main challenges that this person has, and where are they hanging out? Where do they go for information? When they have free time, how do they spend it? Do they jump on social media? If so, which social media channels are they jumping on? Do they read magazines? Do they read different blogs or websites? Do they read books? If so, what books do they read? What authors do they like? Do they hang out in specific groups? Do they go to church? Do they, just try and figure out answer all those different questions. Where does your ideal customer tend to hang out? This is going to help you figure out, how are you going to reach them. And this is also going to help you figure out, which platform should you be hanging out on. So, in future episodes, and I forgot to mention at the beginning of this episode, this is the first episode of my social media series. So, I'm going to be doing a whole series of episodes all about social media marketing. So, this is the first one in that series. The future episodes are going to be about each specific channel. So the next episode, I think I'm going to do it on Facebook. I'm still trying to figure out which one, but I'll have one on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and I might do Twitter as well. So I'm going to have I'll go deep into each of those platforms, really how they operate, how you need to be showing up on the platform as a business owner, some of the different tips and tricks, how to schedule and create content for it in an easy way, in an easy manner. So I'll be digging into those platforms. But you need to be able to first, of course, figure out, which platform are you going to focus on. And when you figure out who your ideal customer is and where they hang out, that will help you narrow down which platform you need to be on. But of course, we need to dig into each platform and determine, okay, well, who's hanging out on these platforms? What type of content are they consuming? What's the format of the platform? What's the frequency? And those are things that you also need to figure out what makes sense for you. So let's go on to the second question that you need to answer to help you fit the best channel for your business. And that question is, which platform fits your style? And this is really important. And I think it's a question that a lot of business owners don't address when they're trying to figure out the best platform for their business. They might read an article or hear from another entrepreneur and they think, okay, that channel is the best one for my business because, oh my gosh, look at how much it's blowing up. Let's say it's TikTok. TikTok is blowing up and people are getting all this great results and everything. But you forget to stop and look at the type of content that is being shared on TikTok. What's the format of the content? Well, it's really short videos, and it's a really fast pace kind of chaotic platform. It's really fun, but for a business owner, if you have no video experience, or maybe you're terrified of video, well, then TikTok would be a terrible platform for you to start with and to focus on. And so that's why the second question is, which platform fits your style? You need to answer that. So you need to figure out, what is it that makes the most sense for you? What type of content at this point in time do you feel comfortable creating? Now, you don't have to choose a platform that's within your comfort zone. You can choose one that's going to push you, extend you. But what I don't want you to do is choose a platform that is 100% out of your comfort zone, and you're going to have to do tons of investing in technology and researching and maybe even investing in courses or hiring someone to help you. I don't want you to do that. As a small business owner, I want you to start with something that will get you a quick win. It'll feel a little more effortless. You're not going to have to invest a bunch of money or time or effort to do it. You want to get a quick win, and you want it to be something that is enjoyable for you. Once you've mastered that, let's say, let's say you are more comfortable with Facebook. You've been using it personally for years. You've been posting personally for years. You're comfortable with that type of content. You're comfortable with the pace of Facebook. Start there, okay? Start there. Once you've mastered that for your business and you've got a good cadence and you're great at it, and maybe your business has grown, you've got some results, maybe now you have a virtual assistant or you have an employee working for you, that's the time when then you can go outside your comfort zone and say, okay, I think I'm now ready to try and master TikTok, or maybe now I'm ready to try and master creating reels on Instagram and growing a presence on Instagram and using that platform. Okay, but when you're first starting and maybe your business is small or just brand new, you don't really have a whole lot of traction yet, you don't have a team, you don't have employees, choose one platform and choose one that fits within your comfort zone. So which platform fits your style? Now, in these future episodes of the podcast, when I go into each platform individually, I'll dig into the format, the frequency, and the style of those platforms. So those episodes might help you further uh, decide and narrow down which is going to be the best platform for you. But I will say that if you're really great on video and you're super comfortable with it and you love it, then TikTok or Instagram is where I want you to be focusing on. Instagram, they have Reels, and Reels is basically their version of TikTok. Now, a lot of the platforms are also trying to adopt that. I think even Twitter is trying to create some sort of TikTok style feed for their videos. So everyone is trying to go that direction. All the platforms are trying to adopt that TikTok style of content, but it's still not their primary, focus, and that's not really how people are using it. So, if you're comfortable with video, absolutely embrace that because that's where you're going to get really it's easy right now to get great results from that. But if you're not comfortable with that, it's okay. I don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to feel like you have to learn it right now. You probably should put it on your agenda for down the road. It's a skill that you should work on, but please don't force it if it's so far out your comfort zone right now, because there are other ways that you can grow your business. You don't have to be all about video. So if video is not at all your comfort zone, then think more about other channels like Facebook. And you can still get good results on Instagram without video, although they are pushing video really hard right now. But Facebook and LinkedIn might be better options for you if the video format is not at all within your comfort zone. The other thing you need to think about when I say which platform fits your style, it's also not only the format, but also the frequency. So this is becoming less of an issue than it used to be a few years ago. And but platforms like Twitter, let's say, okay, that's a good example. Twitter requires a massive frequency. You need to be posting 5 to 10 times a day. It's out of control. I personally I don't worry about Twitter at all. I don't even really recommend Twitter. I don't teach it because it is just it's just pretty out of control for a small business owner. Unless you're a journalist or even like a comedian or a celebrity or something, it's not necessarily a place that really makes sense for a small business owner with a small team, with a really busy schedule, because the frequency is so out of control. The other channels are better places to be that you don't have to be constantly posting. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, those are all channels where you can post once a day. That's perfectly fine. If you have the bandwidth to post more than once a day, that's great, but it's not necessary. So also be thinking about the frequency when you're trying to figure out which platform really fits your style. Because the other thing that I don't think I addressed in this, when you're picking a platform, not only do you at first don't pick something that's so far out your comfort zone, because what will probably more than likely happen is you're just going to quit. um, your business is going to be busy. Fires are going to occur that you have to put out within your business. And if you're so far out of your comfort zone, when you pick this social media channel that you're going to focus on, what's going to happen is you're just not going to post. And I have seen so many business owners do that over the years. I've consulted people where they say, okay, I want to adopt this channel. I give them a plan. Tell them here's exactly what you need to do and here's how you post to this channel, and they do nothing with it because it's so far out their comfort zone, and it's just easier to do nothing than to do something. So choose a channel that fits your style because that's the channel where you're actually going to post. So the channel that's going to get you the best results is the one that you're actually using every day. You're actually active on, you're creating content for, you're engaging with people. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your channel. You need to choose one that you will actually stick with and use, because that's the only way to get results, is to actually take action. Okay, let's talk about the third question. Okay, the third question that I need you to answer to help pick the best channel for your business is, which platform can help you achieve your goals? Now, this is another one that a lot of business owners don't stop to think about. And so I want you to think about, when you are doing social media marketing, what's your goal? What is your goal there? Now, obviously, all of our goal is to get more sales, to grow our business. But there's a little bit more to that. So when you're thinking about your true goal with social media marketing, are you wanting to build an audience? Do you want to just build a really big audience to start with, and then you can figure out what to do with that audience later, or how to leverage it or use it? Do you want to try and generate leads? Do you have a specific lead magnet that you want to try and drive traffic to, and that's your goal? Do you want to try and build a community? Are you a local business and you want to build a community around your niche or your industry or your specific business? Maybe you want to develop stronger relationships with your existing customers. Maybe you already have a great group of existing customers and you just want to stay top of mind, keep that relationship stronger with them and really build that community. So it's important to know what your goals are with social media marketing to really help you choose the best platform for those goals. And I'll give you an example of this. If your ultimate goal with social media is to get more leads to then, of course, get more sales for your business, then I don't know if TikTok might be the best place for you right now. Now, I know there are some people who are getting good results on TikTok, but it's not necessarily a place where people are pitching and selling, right? TikTok is more about entertainment value. And so if you want to just grow a big audience and create a lot of awareness around your personal brand, TikTok's great for that. That is the perfect place for you. But if you're wanting to generate leads, then maybe it's not the best place right now. There should be other places. Maybe you want to really establish yourself as the expert within your industry, within your field. If you want to be known as the go to expert who can solve a very specific problem in your industry, then LinkedIn would probably be a really great place for you to be for your business. Now, again, you also have to think about those other two questions. So if you decide that LinkedIn can help you best achieve that goal of becoming a thought expert, becoming an industry expert, but then you also have to stop and say, okay, but is your audience even hanging out on LinkedIn? Let's say you want to be an expert in your industry in makeup application. Is that the right term for it? I'm not a makeup person, so I don't know. But let's say that's what you want to be known for. Or maybe cosmetics. There you go. I think that's the that's the appropriate industry term. You want to be an expert in cosmetics. Um, LinkedIn probably isn't going to be the best place for you because that's probably not where your audience is hanging out, right? So maybe TikTok might actually be good for you to become an expert in cosmetics, or Instagram, because Instagram is a very visual platform. Cosmetics are very visual. So again, you have to factor in those three questions, and I'll repeat them again for you. And they'll also be on the show notes page. So again, you can find the link to the show notes page in the description for this episode, and I'll have those three questions listed out for you. So the first one is, who is your ideal customer and where do they hang out? If you need help with this, download that buyer persona. You can get that within my freebies library. The second question is, which platform fits your style? So we're talking about the format, the type of content on the platform, the frequency that you need to be posting, just kind of the general feel. Which one really fits your personality, your style for yourself and your brand? And then number three, which platform can help you best achieve your goals that you have for social media marketing? Okay, so I hope you guys have found this helpful. Make sure that you take some time, sit down, try and answer those questions. And if you need some more help with it, um, I will be going deeper into each of those, of the main social media platforms in the future episodes. So I'm going to be digging deeper into Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn, and possibly Twitter. We'll see. If you guys really want Twitter, let me know. Comment, send me an email. Let me know on social media if you really want me to do an episode on Twitter. I'd be curious to know if anyone's interested in that. Please let me know in the comments. So, but I'm going to be digging deeper into each of those different channels to really help you figure out, does my ideal customer hang out on this channel? Who's there? What type of content works best? What types of businesses work best for those different channels and those platforms? And what are kind of the goals that each platform can help you achieve for your business? So, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and leave me an honest rating and review or a comment wherever you are listening on. And if you need any more help marketing your business, feel free to head over to my website at angiegensler.com. I've got lots of resources and other blog articles out there for you to help you grow your business. Okay, well, have a great day, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.